merchandise.
Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today at the IDFC webinar today. My name is Shi Qi from Alzheimer's Disease Associations, and I will be your host for today. I'm managing for Arts and Dementia program since 2014, and 2019 we Journey with Arts and Dementia program was developed to extend from the Arts and Dementia program to various stakeholders through this training program. So just a little housekeeping before we start the sessions. You may want to indicate your name, and you will see a chat box and Q&A box in your control panel. Chat box is for you to interact with our panelists. So if you have any things you want to, when the panelists ask some question, you can interact with them. So if you have any question during the presentation, please type them into the Q&A box. We will collect this and address them during the Q&A sessions at the end of today's presentation. So today we are welcome and happy to have our trainers of this JET program, Catherine Chong, Didier Ng, and Stanley Koh, who will share with you their experience of using Reminiscence to engage person living with dementia. Catherine will show you what we have in the toolkit, and we would like to invite you to participate actively as we bring you through the journey of Reminiscence, and Didier will go next on the art and craft component. Finally, we have Stanley, who is a professional photographer. He will show you how to use the photography in activities engagement from interesting and creative angle. So just to give you a little bit background about JET, it stands for Journeys with Arts and Dementia, and this program actually is supported by Chua Foundation. It's a community-based program, and we want to empower and train the art practitioners, volunteers, caregivers, and direct care staff with an ultimate aim to reach out. And we want to benefit more persons living with dementia and their family. So the trainees, they can use the kit to initiate conversations with persons with dementia and trigger memories. The main content for JET is Reminiscence and arts. So later on, you can experience the use of Reminiscence with arts with our panelists. So now, with further ado, we will turn the time to our first speaker, Catherine Chong. So Catherine has been working as an art facilitator with persons with dementia for many years, and she has contributed her training expertise to empower community teams in the central regions to support seniors with dementia and building up the capability of volunteers to engage seniors with dementia. She also conducts Reminiscence program for community hospital. Kat, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Shi Qi. Okay, I think that's good. Let's see. Okay, thank you, Shi Qi, for the introduction, and I'll take this opportunity to thank ADA and of course Chua Foundation for sponsoring this whole very exciting series. It's been more than a year, and it's a very fun, engaging exercise that, in fact, we are all learning from everyone. Another person that I would like to thank is also Patricia Lee. She does oral history, and she is actually the pioneer of reminiscence therapy. And Pat Lee, if you are sitting in, thank you very much. We all learn so much from you too. Okay, so so much about thank you, and that's another person, which is the next speaker, Didier. She is the arts and craft person, whom I work very closely with, and we usually do our workshop together, meaning that we will conduct a session together. She does the arts and craft, whereas I facilitate. So so it's a mix of arts and craft. We focus on motor skill, and then facilitation on reminiscence. So sometimes it's all jumbled up, it depends. It's a lot of vibe and a lot of energy, impromptu situation during the workshop. So we'll see over this webinar, which is not exactly two-way, it's only one way, and I don't get to hear you. let's see if we can do some fish up some reminiscence among all the participants here. I'd like to thank you too for taking time off to join us, and hopefully you get something out of this, at least bite size of what reminiscence is all about for those who are new. But otherwise, I think with the internet, I'm sure you must have gathered a lot of info what reminiscence is all about, and ADA having all these courses. Uh, I think maybe you have an idea. Let's see what we're going to share today resonates with you. All right. Okay. So let's start with what is reminiscence. Let me share the screen. There you go. Okay. If you can see this, is that good? I presume it's good. If nobody stops me, means it's good. Okay, because this is so one way actually. Okay, so reminiscence art. Usually we will start with a like a video thing, and then reminiscence. It's the word reminiscence. In Chinese we say 怀味, 怀旧, right? So it goes back. It's a recollection kind of thing. Let's see the exact meaning right here. It says free flow of free flowing process of thinking or talking. Talking is more your oral history, like what Pat does. A lot of interviews, a lot of chatting. All right, and that's what I did with the community in Ng Teng Fong. If we call it the kopitiam, kopi talk. So from there, some people do not like to use hands to do craft. They prefer to chit chat. So that's also another way of reminiscence. There are different ways, all right? So what do you reminisce is to recapture a significant events of one's life, okay? And why do we do that? It's an engaging, is to create an engaging, meaningful conversation, all right? And it's like a sense of belonging to each and every one. It doesn't need to be an elderly. It's to create a connectedness, okay? And then eventually it's the social interaction that we want to cultivate. Okay, and let's see. The difference between reminiscing and remembering. I think the word remember over a dementia session is like it's taboo, the word remember, but actually it's how we deliver the word remember. Yes, of course, it's not good to use the word remember, but so reminiscence is a little different. It is somewhat like recollection with relish. So it's like taking a lot of items, spreading it out to share, and hopefully one of the items connects or resonates with the client. So that's the kind of thing that what I will be showing you in a while. That's what we do. So literally let the memory float, and then let them really connect and can express and speak about something that happened in their past. All right. So for example, there's an example right at the bottom of this slide. It says you don't really ask directly where did you grow up. By taking a picture of with the ATAP house or something like that, maybe you can show it to your client and just ask, oh, look at this picture. So let them connect first. Then you'll be surprised what kind of response that you can get. In this case, it's just an example, all right? So we have this Amma that will say, when you ask, where did you stay? Where did you stay? Where did you grow up? Obviously, she couldn't remember. But with looking at the pictures and the right questions, somehow if the memory it floats up. So when she see the attack house is a Sali Chu, the Zing house, then this Amma actually mentioned about the smell of kueh bolu in that kind of house because the kitchen is like an open kitchen in that sense. So these are just some example along. Okay, right. Next one, what we have here is what the toolkits is all about. This is the Jade toolkits. These were given to all the trainees that came for the session. And it's like a Pandora box. Literally, when you open up, even if you don't, if you close your eyes, you literally can smell things that is from the bag. Not because of the underwear there, okay? Got nothing to do with the underwear, huh? It's actually the soap there, and the cream, not the cream, the face cream. I unless you open up, then you can smell it. Otherwise, the soap is so powerful, and of course, some people can recognize the smell, some people can't. But it just smells so good because you can mix it up with Lux, for example. So in this little bag, there are tons of little vintage items, which we would show it to the client. It depends on what are the items. To show them everything at one go is also not wise. I will later talk a little bit more about how to go about prepping a session. All right, but this is roughly a wide spectrum of items that can be used. We have a songkok. We cover the different racial groups. We have the Malay songkok. We also have I think the kasing. Kasing, yes, all people play, is a game thing, but for the Indians we have the bendi, the cream. All right. I think these are the only two items, but generally everybody, whether the Malay or the Indians, they also use the soap. So this is quite a generic one. You can of course create your very own to what do you call the bag. Okay, so these are some interesting items. However, if it's too big, these are like too big to carry them around, including in the bag. These are also in the card form. Okay, so places of interest, pictures of festivals, or items. So means you don't have to carry them. So they are all like your 2Ds are flat in a card. But of course, these cards versus these items is very different. 2D and 3D. The ones that you have in the bag, these are tactile. You can hold it, you can feel it, you can even make noise with it. So it's very different. So the engagement is a different set of skill to engage with the physical thing, or if you have no choice, just using cards, it's also possible, but a different set of questions, how you go about using them. Okay, now before I go on to talk about this little participatory exercise, I think maybe you want to like close your eyes a little bit. Let's try this. This is a digital reminiscence, and let's see what we get out of this. I like to bring you back to your childhood, and look at whatever that is going to flash on the screen, and then help me, all right, to type out the first adjective, exclamation, emotion, whatever that comes to your mind. All right, for example, I give you an example. When you see this fan at the right hand corner, you think of satay. Good morning tower, you think of your tau hui tree. Why? Because the man always put it over his shoulders, something like that. So I'm going to flash out some pictures in a minute. Then you type out over the chat column, and let's see how everybody reacts to the same thing, but how differently. Okay, ready? Let's go. Any takers? Okay, let's see. Okay. Hey, I don't get to see chat there. Okay, let me go on.
Yes, they have
Next
some,
item.
yeah, makan, food, and
Makan.
festival, food storage.
Okay, that food storage. What is the real name? Not food storage. Okay, what else?
And the next picture, the water hot, flask,
Oh, the
hot
flask.
water, hospital, hot coffee,
Okay.
Teng Guan, What is Teng Quan?
What is Teng Quan? That's interesting.
Yes, that's interesting. And
Yeah, enlighten
marriage
us.
one.
Okay. All right. Now we have this red lion. Ang
Chinese New Year.
Sai. Yes. Literal direct translation, Ang is red, Sai is lion.
And there are
What
some,
does what
there's,
sorry,
sorry, there are some answer orange juice.
orange juice. Okay. Anything else?
Cam chio. Sausage.
Gamchu. Ayo, what is gamchu? Gamchui,
Cam
you
chui.
mean? Yeah. Okay. Thanks, huh?
Bok Chui.
Oh, bok chui. Okay, right. And then I think Chinese New Year. No. Oh, very atas. All of you don't drink this only on Chinese New Year. I do. Okay. All right. Let's see the next slide. Yums. What do we have?
Chinese New Year.
Oh, this is Chinese New Year. Do we eat
Childhood
this?
biscuit. What's that?
Okay.
Childhood biscuit.
Okay.
Flour biscuit. FN. Sugar biscuit. All is because but have different type of name. Happy biscuit.
Yeah. Actually,
Cam Chích Theng.
oh no. Gamjing. Oh, that sounds terrible. Yes. Okay.
Sorry, Kat, there's only 3 more minutes left.
Oh, okay. There you go. All right. So let me go right on to this. For example, celebrity. 今天不回家. You know. So when you show even digital, I mean not digital, slides like this to the elderly, you are not just showing plainly. Participate in it and get yourself involved. Yeah. So things like this, and when you talk about items like this, anything else before I go on to the themes? Shiqi? Anything from the chat group? Okay.
Reward
Then let's go.
reward
Sorry.
for children. I think or Chinese name about the magazine is Sister Magazine.
Oh, okay, right. Yes, someone must be a fan. Okay, very quickly. This one I've got a minute more. So actually, to go onto the themes is pretty straightforward. But occupation is one that is missing from this list. Yes, fashion, you can have your occupation like tailors and stuff like that. So to choose, there's so many ways to do reminiscence. So it's not just music is very powerful. All right. So these are just to help you for a start. But before we go into the theme, we need to understand the client. So PCC in terms of understanding what we call the demographics, understand their background. What were they before? Housemaker? Are they a homemaker, or are they hairdressers? All this. Then you can plan, like if they are hairdressers, then you talk about fashion. You know, I mean, these are a bit of a common sense in that way. But otherwise, there are so many things like this. For example, when you bring it up, everybody would be wanting to talk. This is based on our experience. Yeah, jamban. All right. The bucket system is just one very simple topic that people can go on and on and on. All right. Like me, I'm going on and on. It's past 15 minutes. I think I have to pass it on to the next speaker. I guess that's about it. The bite size of all this listen very carefully to your client, and then you have your tell me more, get them to speak. All right, and always have a big sense of humor. Keep it light and hearty. Thank you very much. So back to you, Siqi. Thanks.
Thank you, Kat.
Yes.
And I hope all of you have now got a taste of what reminiscence is all about. Like Kat what pointed out just now, when showing one reference, there's a reminiscence interesting part. And Kat just now sharing a very important things is person-centered care is important, where you have to know your clients and your loved one first. Helping them to recall their past memory and talking to them is important, and it helps them to keep functioning and retain this ability. So also one thing is just now Kate mentioned is right team with demographic, make it easier for you to engage with them. Yeah, so now our next speaker, Didier, will conduct a simple and fun craft with us. So have you prepared the materials to work along with Didier? Yeah. So if not, not to worry, you still can observe and participate. Yeah, Didier being the eco artist, she uses very common materials that you can find them at home. She believes in support upcycling where she reused discarded object as her main medium for workshop craft. Didier, over to you.
Hello, everybody. Okay. Hello, everybody, but I cannot see anybody. Okay. Thank you, Kat. Thank you very much. Kat is usually not like that. When we go into the place, and then she'll go crazy, and then we will have fun. We will sing and dance. Now she's so calm. Okay. Now, okay. I'm Didier, and I'm an eco artist. So what I actually do is upcycle materials and then create them into art pieces. So this is also part of the part of the workshop that I do with the elderly. Okay, craft. Why we do craft? Kat already mentioned it's tactile. It's about doing it, and then it's engagement. So number one is engagement. So craft is actually secondary. It helps in the engagement. So you don't have to make something very pretty, or you don't have to make something like correct. There's nothing wrong. So nothing is wrong. Just enjoy the craft, feel it, and give them the power of choice, like red or blue. When they can choose, it makes them happy also, and it gives them confidence and makes them feel useful. Okay, so why? So now I'm gonna move on to the crafts, and now while I'm doing it, I will elaborate more on how we do it. And okay, let's see. Are you ready? Have you prepared? Okay, if you cannot catch up, never mind. Go YouTube. Can always find a lot of ideas there. Right, this is what we're gonna make first. Simple container. We're gonna decorate it. Get an empty one. So if you see, I always bring it forward. You can see clearer and bigger. So when you're doing a craft, use something bigger that everyone can see. And what else do we need? Scissors, plastic bag. Colors are important. 还有 glue. Language is important too. So when I talk, I don't only speak English. I speak Chinese, Hokkien, my horrible Cantonese, so that they can always correct me. Okay, so now take the plastic bag, cut it out. I don't really measure, no rules, and then just cut it up into pieces. Put this aside. Or because cutting can be a bit tricky, this is very thin. And when we do this, make sure there's no fan. Everything's gonna fly everywhere. Okay, so I have them pre-cut, easier. First thing, squeeze this on. If you can squeeze, if they cannot squeeze it on something. Use the finger, get messy, and you can feel it's cold. Yes. So spread it out. Grab one piece that you like and put it on. Next, choose another color, and then you're gonna put it on. So what I want to do is actually have them fill up as much as possible. Aha, so this client will start to paste it like that. Outside with gaps. Is it okay? Of course okay. So then I can ask, 这边有一个洞，要不要加多一个下去？这个好吗？蓝色还是红色？还是你要这样？不要啦，这样可以，这样可以。Okay, some of them always get the easy way out. Quickly want to finish and rush. I think it's okay. Let them be. Everyone is different. So this 这个要不要？还是要剪掉？So these are the questions I always ask them. Then let them decide. And sometimes they take a long time. They cannot get this out. No rush. Slowly, let them figure it out. Help them with it. Let them pick. And then let them do it. Even though it's always easier for us to do it. But what's the point? Huh? Okay. All right. See, I'm going to fast forward this way. Ta-dang. Okay. Simple. So what happens next is we can actually add lines. So that's another step, or we want to leave it like that. And next, I'm going to add in props. What props? If you see, when I add in props like this, it tells a different story and it starts a different engagement. You know, when you see this, it reminds you of different things. Now, today we're talking about food. That's why we have this. And what if I have something else like this inside? It's a different story also. Yep. Okay. So props makes a lot of difference. Then we move on to the next craft. We will do this. Okay, lick. Lick is more of a Chinese theme for this. And why do we do lick? So what is the story about the lick? And now, if you see, I have a darker background because when I put the white paper, or if I lift it up, if you can see, so these are the little considerations. Make sure they can see what's going on. If they cannot see, nobody will look and nobody knows what you're doing. All right. Simply, I'm going to color this part green. We can use paint, we can use marker, crayons, or we can use green paper. In this case, I'll just color it up like that. Next, we need to cut. Cut them about 2 cm apart or about your thumb width. Slowly, surely, take your time. Usually put it on the table and cut. Yep. All right. And right at the bottom, I want to cut small lines. I'm going to cut it. Fast forward, fold into half and half again. The lazy way. And then cut smaller. What are these? The roots. Okay, small lines like this. Then after which, we just roll it up. Roll. I'm going to roll it up loosely. Like that. Okay. Next, at the butt where the tail is, the roots are, simple rubber band. Tie it up. Okay. Then this part, we can just glue it. Ta-da. Simple. If you add a red string, whoo, very New Year. How else? Red packets. Absolutely New Year. Okay, I'm going to move on now a bit faster because these are really simple craft. And I'm sure you know how to do it. Yep. So red packet. Fold triangle, and usually not just triangle. This triangle is like a samosa. It's like a curry puff. The kind of words we use can make it more fun and interesting. And then which I will cut a line at the center and a line on the side over here. I'm sure everybody can make this. Yeah. Cross it. Cross it here. And then stapler. Ding. We get a fish. Let's say if we want to make it more interesting, what we can do is we can use plain paper. We start to draw the eyes. and the body up like that, the fish. And if you notice, I have a line here. This is to say, okay, cut here. Sometimes when we use the red packet, you don't know where, you can't see well. So with a line, it helps to guide. So you don't get so lost, cut here. So we can decorate, draw more lines, draw patterns, polka dots, spiral, and then stapler. Ayo. This one like salted fish, you know. Ta-da! Fat, tough, puff. If stapling is tough, put it down, hold it for them, 按这边, press here. Easy. See? Assisted and done. All right, then what are we going to do with all these fishes? We can punch holes so that we can have a red string, attach a paper clip. How? Just tie knots. Very easy. And then chopstick, coil it around, and we can start fishing. And if it's too challenging, how can we change and improve? What I have here, stapled one big strip here. So much easier to fish. If it's too difficult, it can be quite demoralizing. So we have to change and adapt to the situation. So I shorten, play cheat, and fish immediately. Okay, so these are the fishes that we have made. We can make more. Now, what I want to show you is how do I actually get ideas besides being talking about the team. Okay, if you see the choice of material, red packet, because it's something they're very familiar with, something that you can see, you can think, oh, red packets reminds of so many occasions, something that you have at home also. Or we can use other things like toilet roll. Okay, plastic bags, we have shown magazines. Okay, I'll show you what other things we can make just briefly and quickly. Okay, and then, so back to this, ta-da, red packet. What else can we make? So many items. Prawn, so we can go prawn fishing and fishing with this. All right, I'm sure you know a lot more than me. If you don't know, Google. Yeah, so there goes the fish. Then next we can talk about magazines. Magazines are great. We can make like a windmill, very simple. We can do this. Chopstick.
You do have 3 more minutes.
Okay, thank you. We have, what is this? This is actually like a bowl, like the char kway teow bowl. And then we can add in the props to make it more delicious. Okay, leek, we can use a magazine as well. Fan. So there's so many things we can make. And even this, the spin top. Okay, next. I'm gonna show one more, toilet roll. Okay, look at this. And red packet. Who is this? Anyone? So toilet roll, we can do simple flowers like that. We can do painting. We can even make them into these shakers. We can have music. So these are the toilet rolls. Okay, very importantly, just now I said again, props. Okay, when you have all this thing, craft can be a bit boring, but when I have props, make yourself into a prop. Then we can have more fun. Look at this, it gets so exciting. And this doesn't give you so much to talk about. How about this? What is this? And then more props. And more props. Right, and I am a prop. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Didier, for showing us so many interesting ideas and using the different type of material, creating craft, and show us the tips. Like Didier shared, craft it's a media to open up the conversations with person with dementia. And there's also a socialization between you and them. Yeah. I like the sentence, there is no right or wrong in arts, and it's all about the process in the making. There is no need for the end result to be perfect. So I hope you are inspired and have fun. You can try this art and craft activity at home too. So after a hands-on craft, now we turn to technology. Stanley has more than 10 years of photography experience and specializes in taking portrait. He also teaches digital photography to different social service agencies on a part-time basis. So Stanley will now share his photography work with his clients and how he uses a simple devices to engage them. So he will also include some tips, for example, besides focusing on reminiscence, how we can incorporate creativities as well. Stanley, over to you.
I cannot on my video.
Okay, give me a while.
Okay, can you see me now?
Yes, we can see you.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for taking the time on Saturday afternoon to join us. I'm Stanley. I'm a photographer for about 10 years. I take portraits and I actually enjoy the story behind all these portraits. So during my free time, I also help out in the social community in teaching photography to elderly, to seniors. This is a picture of a outing we had in Gardens by the Bay, where we bring the seniors for a shootout. Yeah. Today I will be showing you how we can make use of photography to do a meaningful engagement art activity. Okay, share with you some tips, things like that. Now, if you were to, I'm a photographer, but I learned from Didier and Catherine. When we do activities, we try to create a mood. So I dress myself up as a chef. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, now I'll be sharing with you how to creating, connecting, communicating through food first photography. Yeah, next, please. Now, why I choose food? Because when I observe Singaporean love food, be it young and old, and we are also fixated with phone. So, I came up with a course focusing on digital photography and food. Okay, it's a course where the senior teach and learn. They teach us about their life experience and learn digital photography. It's where heritage and modern technology intertwine and past and present connect. Okay, next, please. Okay, now food is also a good item to get them engaged because the smell of food may actually stimulate their senses, and it's also an activity, activity involving food. It's also encourage them maybe to reignite their passion with food. Okay, I encourage them to eat or being able to enjoy food again. Okay, it's also sharing. Sometimes, when for me, let's say I'm a Teochew. I love Teochew duck. So when I eat, I have Teochew duck, I will think of my grandmother, my maternal grandmother. So there's always memories involving food. Okay, so this is also an item for them to reignite their memories, tell them about their past. Okay, it's also a powerful way to stimulate appetites and conversation. Yeah, next, please. Now, there are some ways to do food photography. Okay, we can actually plate the food, prepare the food, take photo of the food. Okay, so this is just a hands-on activity. Or if, let's say, your loved one still cannot, you can actually encourage them. Do a bit of imagination to the food. Okay, when we arrange the food, is there a story that can tell? I'm going to show it to you. What's an interesting way to do with food photography. Next, please. Now, very importantly, we structure our lesson into this format. Okay. Now, if you see, we structure the demo. CAT is always playing the role of engagement. That, to me, is a very important part, or to me, is the most important part of a meaningful art activity. The engagement is not so much on the art itself. Art itself is just a preparation for them to focus on, but the engagement is important. Okay, we talk about the food they like. Okay, the memories of the food, and also if ADA is kind enough to actually prepare that toolkit where, okay, you show them this is the enamel plate, yeah, or there's a fan. Okay, this is a fan. Maybe you said, oh, my ama used this to fan the charcoal stove, or the satay man used this to fan. So bring them memories first. Then after that, maybe you ask them what are the memories that that connects with all these items. Okay, so engagement very important. Then after that, demo. Show them what to expect. Okay, let's say when I do food, I will do the first set first. Okay, let them have a expectation what they could do. Then after that, they practice. Okay, they practice food photography or food arrangement or food styling. Then after that, have a storytelling. Okay, the storytelling part, I'll share you some tips of how to facilitate that segment. Next, please. Okay, food styling. Okay, then I'll show them. Okay, from simple, this is a sandwich food styling. Okay, we did a fish. Okay, so from a piece of sandwich, we assemble it. Then we do a figuring, some creative styling. Okay, next please. So demo, show it to them. Okay, now these two pictures, I'm going to tell you how you can actually tell a story with food. Okay, one is by describing. Okay, the picture on the left, we describe. Okay, what you see, they describe. Okay, this is a fish I created with sandwich. Okay, I use lettuce to for the seaweed. Okay, I use egg mayo. Okay, I use the egg as the eye. Okay, this is just pure describing. They see, then they articulate. Okay, now a challenging one is the creative storytelling. Okay, then I'll show them. Okay, this is my comfort fish, Dory. Dory likes to eat like Miss Catherine. Okay, she likes food. Anything she see, she eats it. So one day she was swimming in the vast ocean. She saw a prawn. Immediately she bite at it. The next thing, she become a sweet and sour comfort on a dining table. Okay, next please. Okay, so one is describing what they see. Easier to do. You ask them, they describe to you. Okay, the other one is creating a story. So they see, they imagine, then they articulate. So no, some thinking, imagination involved. Okay, so these are two methods you could try. Okay, next please. Now this is a short. This is a short story of a session of us engaging a client. I give you a short profile. Jacqueline has some mobility issue now. She's a very loving mother with two daughters. So we did this with her two daughters, helping her assemble this creative sandwich. Okay, let's hear what she has to say about her creation. Can you play the video, please? Sorry, you just click at the button. Click button. I'll let Jacqueline speak, okay? If not, there'll be a lot of interruption. Okay. Now, Jacqueline, can you talk about this photo?
I made a house. The 3 little pigs. I merged them together. Yeah, so they share the same house.
Okay.
And grass, greenery around. And yes.
what she want, then we do for her.
Okay, I'm going to play the role of Shamin and Cheryl. Okay, Jacqueline talked about this photo. Inspiration from the Three Little Pigs. The Three Little Pigs actually done 3 different houses, but she combined all these 3 houses into one, so that the 3 little pigs can stay in one household. Okay, now Catherine, Jacqueline, can you describe?
Yes.
Okay, there's a red thing on the roof of the tree of the house. Can you talk about the roof?
It's a window that can see the roof coming.
Oh, very good.
Wow.
Very good. Okay, I'm going to continue. Okay, Jacqueline said that the red little round window on top, so that the 3 little pigs can go to the roof and watch out for the wolf that is coming. Okay, now Auntie Jacqueline, can you continue the story? Okay, so one day the wolf comes and visit the 3 little pigs. What happened?
They went upstairs to the rooftop to hide.
Okay, so the 3 pigs went upstairs to the roof and hide in the roof, in the attic.
Yeah.
Okay, so the story is that a good ending or a bad ending? Can you end the story, Jacqueline?
Any ending to the
So the 3 little pigs decided to trick the wolf.
The trick the wolf,
They put a big pot.
a big one?
A big pot.
Then when the wolf came, it fell into the pot.
Okay, very good. Okay, so that is a good
And
ending.
it died.
Oh.
Okay, next please.
Applause to Jacqueline's story.
Yeah, fun fact, the grass never cut because circuit breaker got no grass cutter.
Okay, thank you.
Next please. This was done during the lockdown period. So the over Zoom, we can't see them. Yeah, so now, what if you observe the video?
You have 3 more minutes.
Okay, what I have learned is to wait and listen. Okay, if you see from video, there's a long pause. Sometimes we are afraid of pause. We will jump in and maybe interrupt, or we will we'll add our own words. Yeah, wait for them because they may need time to process their thoughts and into words. Wait. Okay, then also learn to relate. Okay, I cut the segment into very short. Then after that, I repeat what they say. Then after that, encourage them to continue. And I also learn to give a lot of encouragement, a lot of acknowledgement, a lot of positive feedbacks. Very good, you're very auntie, you're very good, uncle, they're very good. And also lighten up the mood because I also want the helpers or the loved ones, their loved one, to have a little bit of fun in this whole engagement activity. So have a little fun, have a little laughter. That is most important for everybody. Next. Okay, now this is a story. I'll cut short. Next. Okay, now this is a very fun client of mine, Stephen. Stephen, ask him, Stephen, can you show me talk about the 2 photos? Then Stephen told me, okay, she likes to eat too, like Miss Catherine. He likes to eat. Then the first photo, he said, this is when he was not given food because his wife sometimes control his diet. Then I said, Stephen, then what happened? What about the second one? He said, wow, the moment he sees food, he's very happy. Okay, so this is what his reaction of this Starling. Okay, next please. Okay, so now this is okay. There are certain things. If they cannot handle the phone, help them. Hold and then hold it. Then say ama or ma or ba or auntie. You just press this one. So it's not so much on the photography itself. It's the whole process, the engagement, the fun of doing the whole thing together is more important. Okay, next please. Okay, now this support and assistance are needed. If they can do, let them do. If not, we do it together. Right? So very important. It's not about the art activity itself. It's the engagement. It's the fun. It's the whole process. With that, I thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Stanley, for sharing your wonderful sharing. And Stanley highlighted the important points, give them time to process and encourage them, and most importantly, have fun. And yeah, we know actually most of the senior are typically concerned about technology. And as you just saw on the video, actually thought participants were slow at the beginning and their confidence level gradually increases and they manage to use the arts to express themselves. So this experience also allowed them to learn new skill and try something they haven't had the chance to experience before. So after a while, they may appear less fearful and started having fun. So arts actually is an expressive tool that encourage them to participate and engage. So remember, always look at the process and not the product. So my colleague will share you a link in the chat box. Actually, we do have Outlook, the digital kit on ADA website. So you may download or you can visit the link here. So it includes a conversation starters for you and your loved one can have a conversations and use some simple guidance for you. Yeah. So now we would like to show you a video which you can see our trainees conducting the program after them attending the JET training. Hope you will enjoy the video. Yeah, this video showcase how training continue to conduct the JET program with their client even after the training has ended. We can see their effort in applying what they have learned into practice and how this effort have paid off. Now, after hearing from our speaker, we are now going to begin our Q&A segment. Can I invite my panelists to on your video? Yeah. There's one question there. They are asking, men don't like craft and he play handphone games. Yeah, that's a quite common question, right? Who
Yes.
want to take it, this question?
Okay, I'll go ahead. Yes, it's normal. The man would always think that, oh no, this is 杂某种 guy, what my 种. It's perfectly normal. Go with your flow, but maybe find out a little bit more of his past, his occupation before, and work around it. Then from there, if he was a gardener, was he a chef, was he an engineer, what? Then from there, pick up that key point and then maybe work from it. We had men that refused to touch any of the craft, arm folded, but in the end make flowers for wife. So it's all about patience and coaxing. It's not that easy, but that's how it works. Slowly lah, take time.
Thank you, Kate.
Thank you.
Anyone want to add on?
Another way is I will do, you will help me decide. So you see, okay, here, this, can I paste here or here better? Then I'll ask. So in that case, instead, get him engaged. Yeah.
Yeah. So, maybe I'll add, because sometimes we do, that's why when I emphasize on the engagement and not really the art activity, is the whole process. Like the sandwich, the smiley faces one. The guy just sit there and eat, then the wife actually prepare the food craft. But he is the center of attraction for our lesson. He's always so jovial, so humorous. So being engaged, being in a part of activities, that to me is enough. So not so much on the end product. Conversation, engagement, be part of the fun. That is important.
Thank you, Stanley. Thank you, Kat and Didier, share your experience. We always can start some familiar activity with them first and let them to try out. Sometimes they may not respond immediately, and maybe we can try out a few more rounds. Yeah, there's no one perfect. We always try and errors. Yeah. Any
Can
question?
I add in? Yes. I was just going to say, be the change. Be the change, just like what Didier is doing, and not to change them. That good one, Didier.
Yeah. So any more question? There's one more question. It's about visually handicapped clients. There's a vision impairment. That's a good question also. Anyone want to take this question? Maybe vision art, Stanley or Didier?
Okay, now maybe I'll share. Okay, now sometimes when we do our activities, it's about the five senses, the smell, the touch, the hearing. So let's say your loved one is visually impaired now, but he or she still could hear, could touch. No, be creative. I think when we talk to the caregivers are always very creative and can go way around things. So try to explore the other senses. Yeah, like music therapy. Things like that. Yeah.
Thank you, Stanley. Anyone want to add on?
Well, I can't agree more. May I just add on? Yes. Do not focus on the disability. Focus on whatever that is still working, so to say. Yes. So just enhance. Our job is to enhance, not to pinpoint.
That's right. Yeah. Look at them their remaining abilities and their strength, focus on what they can do, is not focus on what they can't do. That is important. Yeah. Hope this answer your question. I think time is 4+. Yeah, I also don't want to drag your times. Yeah. So before we end the sessions, I would like to share the slide also for QR, the feedback form. So may I have the form? Yeah. Yeah. So before just now, actually, we have another slide. It's about JET exhibitions. That is just held at the National Library at Victoria Street. This exhibition actually will end in March. You have still, there's 4 more days that left for you to visit it at the basement 1 inside the library. What you can see at the exhibition are the artifacts created by the clients from the different organizations. The theme is Chinese New Year Ganbong. So you can feel free to drop by and visit. So before the session ends, I would like to invite you to complete the feedback form. So you may scan the QR code at the top to access the form. And the bottom code, you may scan it for the sign up for the next webinar. So lastly, I would like to give a big thank you to my colleague, Hui Xin, Suqi, Marianne, and Sherry, working behind the screen to support this webinar. And we hope you have enjoyed today as much as we did. We also hope you are inspired by today's presentation to pick up some tips to engage your loved one. And also thanks once again for my panelists today. We have come to the end of the webinar, and thanks for your participation. See you in the next webinar.